Well, I ordered a valve cover gasket for this Belarus, and I'm working on that now. But it's kind of funny, you know, it's always leaked at the back of the valve cover. You know, and like I say, these Belaruses tend to leak anyway. So you kind of let a little leak slide, but, you know, I thought, well, I should fix it. So I got the new gasket. And these are an interesting design. It's a two-piece valve cover. There's a cover over, you know, there's a bottom cover that sits on top of the head. Then there's just this top that caps it. Heavy cast aluminum. Well, where that leak is, and you can, it's so plain you can probably see it. Okay, right in the center of the screen, the gasket on that bottom one is completely out of line with the valve cover. And I would swear this thing has never been apart. You know, just my evidence is this motor has never been touched. So that thing had to be that way from the factory. You know, just misaligned, and it would just, you know, a little oil would get up over that gasket and then seep out. So, you know, like I say, it's always leaked a little there. And it's worse in summer, you know, when it's warm. Then she pushes a little more. Well, like I say, I got the new gasket, which is this heavy rubber thing. So I can put it in there. But honestly, I mean, I could clean that out, fill that full of silicone, that gap, and that would be the end of the leak. So I don't know. I'll have to think about this. They're a little unusual in that the air intake, you can see, like right here is the intake pipe, is on the valve cover, on the base of the valve cover. So the air comes from the air cleaner, goes right through the valve cover into the head, which is why it's got these big holes in the gasket. There's two of them, one between each pair of cylinders. So I can take it apart and fix it, but I better pray that that's the right gasket. But it does look like it. Well, I gotta do some measuring first, because it'd be so easy to plug that gap that they left when they misaligned that gasket. You know, and the first thought, I'm sure people think, oh, them crazy Russians. I tell you, this kind of thing happens all the time, everywhere. When I used to work at a Harley shop, it's amazing some of the things that actually came from the factory, some of the things that were put together wrong. You know, so this isn't that surprising to have that happen. I've seen terrible things, but this is, I'm sure, what it was. You know, it kept leaking, and I'm sure they just learned to live with it. You know, that's a little bit of leakage on a Belarus is not a big thing to be concerned about, but as long as I got the loader off, now would be a good time to do it. And I should check the valve adjustment. But, you know, I thought I would see where the gasket had, you know, got a tore in it or cracked just from being in there for a long time, but nope, she was put in there wrong right from the get-go. So I'm going to check, make sure I got the right gaskets, because if I pull that off, I'm going to wreck that gasket. So I better be sure I got the right one before I go destroying what I got. Because like I said, that'd be an easy fix, and I got haying to do, so I don't want to be down for too long. I like this design because now this would be so easy to do the valve adjustment by simply pulling off this heavy cover, you know, that goes over the top of the valve cover. It's just 4 nuts that hold it on there. So it's not a big thing. But, ooh, really tempting to just squirt that full of form gasket. If I can clean her all up good with contact cleaner. Yeah, somebody just screwed up. But, you know, if you could screw up and it could still run, you know, for 40, 50, 60 years, well, I guess that isn't too fatal of a screw up.